Hey guys, so this is the only way that I thought I could actually get the information I need to out. This morning I'm going out and taking some of this comfrey we got from Marsh Creek Farmstead. They are online, marshcreekfarmstead.com. I'm taking some of it over to my landlord so that when we leave it doesn't die. But the bed is doing okay. Hey Israel, how are you? So, I wanted to show you what they look like. I have had a cover on them. The reason is not necessarily because of frost, but because of rabbits. And so, what I'm doing is at night I just anchor it down to keep rabbits out. Because we do have a lot of little teeny rabbits. So, usually I fold it up, but where I've got a hand in the camera, I'm just going to pull it aside for now. So this was the first bed that I planted. It's a week ahead of that one. That one that's out in the middle, I put that one in just because I had extra comfrey. And it was meant to be dismantled. So this one is quite a bit ahead. And I also have peas. You can see that. So I have lots of peas there. So those are the front beds that have shallow manure. They're not, you know, they'll get a little bit warm, but they're not going to get hot. Not like the grow beds in the back. So, oh, the other reason I needed to come on was to remind you guys that at 11 o'clock on Facebook Live, on my Facebook, which is Dirtpatcheaven, sorry, I'm gonna close the... Hi girls! How are you? This morning on Facebook Live at 11 Central, Catherine and I will be explaining how to spin wool as a beginner on a drop spindle and on a spinning wheel by using a core, which is just a strong piece of thread that you let your wool wind onto. Hey Mimi and Jessica and Nearly Organic Noshing made it. How are you? I love Nearly Organic Noshing. She has some amazing recipes. Oh my goodness, she has some amazing food. Okay, so this is the hotbed. And you can see the steam that's on the inside. It's a warm bed, so I'm out here in a sweater, a vest, a coat, and a scarf. It's cold this morning, but... Oh, I should have unsnapped that first. Hold on a second. So these snaps keep it from being damaged, and they also make it so that you can hold the cover up so that it's not flapping back down. And if you think there's going to be a wind, it's a good thing to do that. Hi chickens, you're right under my feet. So I usually don't put these on. They don't really need it because it hangs nicely on this little that is a rafter. Can you even see it? This is a rafter hook. So, sorry, I have to hold it in front of me if I want to know that you can actually see it. So there's everything. These are basil. You have to be careful not to bump the buttons. Okay, I even have some tomatoes back here. But this is what everything looks like. The peas in the back look pretty good. The basil looks amazing. You can see these ones came in for 2 hours when the hotbed wasn't hot yet, and you see what it stunted them. That dead part there, that's from before the hotbed warmed up. Because these ones out here, that one there, and these ones back here that aren't even planted in, those ones have been out here at 20 degrees Fahrenheit without frost damage. So these are the little starts that we have in, and again, this is what I like to do as an experiment. Here's the second hotbed. I have cleaned out the big compost that I had in the middle that was just storing carbon. Now I have the carbon up here. It needs to rain. I need to keep watering it and putting rabbit manure on it to let it decompose. And so that's kind of what we're waiting for. What else did I need to talk about? Oh, I have a new shirt. I have become addicted to not wearing just black. And this is not pressure. I'm not doing a fundraising campaign because I've already got the rabbit hutches done and everything. But I think it's kind of fun to design shirts, so if you like them, I'll put them in the description. Sorry, I am quite well warmed up. So, there's the shirt. Live your crazy. And usually I don't go for pastel colors because I always stain them the first day. They get rabbit manure, chicken manure, or something like that on them. But I'll put it in the link below. My other two shirts, one of them is more masculine, the other one is full on Dirtpatcheaven. I'll put in the link below. There's 3 available now. Hey, Palmetto Paratrooper made it, and Little Shepherd Farm made it. Hello, hello. So that's the, and I need to shut this again. It is actually a little bit too cold out here for them. But I'm getting ready to get everything cleared out. The only thing that I will be leaving up will be the hotbed, because if I leave them here while John is still here, they will decompose enough to be really easy to clean up, but everything else is getting taken down. The rabbits and the chickens are already spoken for, so they will be gone. Yes, they will be gone probably by Monday, and I'm tearing things down, getting ready to go back to Idaho. So, Christy Beth said, yeah, I need dirt and animal friendly color shirts. Yes. The one thing I really like about these shirts is that the female fitted one, what is it, the ladies fitted one, you have to get 2 sizes large because they're quite snug, but it doesn't, it's long enough that it covers your belly. Hi, you're so loud. I know that you have food. Yes, I hear you. Okay, so we will be back to Idaho after the meet and greet with Danny and Wanda. So Deep South Homestead, they're doing their meet and greet in Mississippi in Wiggins, which is, you're so loud, which is Stone County. So Stone County, Mississippi, if you go to their Facebook page, it is Deep South Homestead, and it's on their event page, their spring get together. We'll be there on the 10th and 11th. We'll be staying with Lori Family Homestead. They very kindly are allowing us to stay in their little abode, so we're not having to pay for hotels, so that'll be nice. Let's see if I can get back to comments. And then in May we have Doug and Stacy, and that will be at the Bakers Creek Spring Planting Festival. So my renter, sorry, I'm not trying to be wonky. My renter is really nervous. We've got 4 goats due back home, and Darwin and Melanie have the rocket mass heater ready to put back in the house. So I've just got a lot of stuff to do back home. And I need to get watering systems set up earlier rather than later. So that's kind of what we're leaning towards. So was there anything else? So don't forget the Facebook Live show. I'll put the link in the description below. And I think that's it. I think that's it, actually. Let's make sure I wasn't planning on going back that soon. Who asked that? Christy Bett said, wow, I didn't realize you were going back that soon. I wasn't planning on it, but some things have changed, and because some things have changed, it's looking like it would be easier if I went back home now rather than later. May is incredibly busy, and I don't have anything planned for April. So the second half of March and April are my least busy months, least busy weeks. And so if I go back middle to end of March, stay through April, then the weather will be nice in Idaho by then. I can get the watering done. All the goats' births happen in April. The first goat birth happens April 1st, and then I think the last one is April 28th. And that way I can drive back with my in-laws when it's time for John to graduate. John graduates on the 8th of May. We have the get-together with Doug and Stacy at Bakers Creek on the 5th of May. And so everything kind of starts to get crazy again in May. So if I can go in April and the end of March, then it works a little better. Palmetto Paratrooper says, no, keep moving east. Well, John is putting in a lot of resumes right now, and a lot of what he is seeing is back east. And so we really don't know. It's hectic this spring, just because we have to include the farm in all of our plans at this point, because we can't just, you know, leave the renters to do it on their own without any kind of help, because they have, you know, if we're going to expect them to do something, we need to make sure that we help them do it. So I can't dump goat births on them and expect them to feel comfortable with that. And this is only their second year doing it. And last year I was there to help her with it. And she has a pretty complicated watering system to set up. And I was the one that ran the watering system last year. She came out a few times and saw what it looked like, but she didn't actually ever even start the waterer. She never even started the pump. So she really would be out of her depth. And I just can't do it in the beginning of May. I just can't. We've just got too much stuff going on. Stacy said, but you still living in Oklahoma after you go set up in Idaho. The school thing with John is what dictates that. If John has found the job that he likes and it's in Oklahoma, then we will be in Oklahoma, but we won't be in this house. We'll be in something a little bigger. The kids are getting big. As much as they're really good sports about living in the living room, and it has been fun to experiment with the tiny house living. They would really like to have a little bit of privacy, and we would like them to have their own bedroom. You know, they can share a bedroom, but it would be nice if they had a bedroom. And I'm not complaining about this house. This house has been super fun. It's been super affordable. I've had a lot of fun playing with getting garden beds and everything set up. But as far as like when John has a job, this isn't where we'll be. Hey, Little Shepherd Farm, how are ya? Punky Rooster said lots of tech jobs in the Boston area. Yes, and he has seen a lot back east, and he does have those resumes put in. One place that we'd really like to go is northern Idaho. That's where Essential Mountain Homestead is. That is where, oh, what is it? Oh, how can I, Dan? What is Dan's channel name? It is the Grazing Channel. Oh, how am I not? The Grass-Fed Homestead. The Grass-Fed Homestead. He's in northern Idaho. And I'd like to be closer to home, and I really miss Idaho, so. Maniac Grammy's here. Hello, hello. Bandana Grandma's here. Hello. Sorry, I'm not trying to cover up the camera, but I am left-handed. I'm having a hard time figuring how to do this. Thank you. Yes, Grass-Fed Homestead. So that's just kind of what's happening right now, and wanted to keep you guys abreast of it. So we will have a new video over on the Facebook Live today, and I probably won't do a live show tomorrow. I've got a lot of stuff going on, getting ready to get back home. I have to tear down grow beds. I have to get chickens moved out on Monday, and I need to get the chicken coop to the same place where the chickens are going. Just a lot to get done, and I kind of feel like I've shown you guys everything there is to show here. All that really is left to be shown is harvesting out of the hotbed, and we did do that one butchering video with the chickens, and so I've shown butchering here. I haven't shown butchering rabbits, and so I kind of feel like I've covered everything. And so what is left to show? If this is the max that I can get the rental property to, then there's no point in, you know, beating a dead horse. Let's see. Somebody else said something. Sherry GTN 63 said good morning from Tennessee. Hello, hello. Alan Perkins is here too. So, cold morning. My fingers are freezing off. That's the thing that I am the most excited about, though, is to show you guys the hotbed. And I know I beat it, and I beat it, and I beat it, and I just keep wanting to talk about the hotbeds. But the thing is, my fingers are numb. It is cold out here, but I have basil out in that hotbed that is just fine and has no frost damage from the time that it actually heated up. And I know that a lot of people look at what I do and think, wow, that is so trashy. And I can acknowledge that. I can give that truth to people to say that. And I guess for me it's having, as a kid, having to make do with what I had to create what I wanted, and as a young mom, not having a lot of income, and learning how to once again figure out methods that allowed me to take care of my family in one way or another with something that other people would label as garbage. That's meaningful to me. And so I acknowledge that things don't always look perfect and beautiful, but I would hope that somebody out there takes it as not necessarily something to copy 100%, but something to say, you know, I'm not stuck. I'm not stuck where I am. And there are things I can do to improve my situation. And that would be kind of the message that I'm trying to get out there, is a message of hope and being able to make a difference in your own life. So I guess that's the important thing for me. I love your way with words, Palmetto Paratrooper. Well, yeah. Bandana Grandma said, are you allergic to wool? I am. It depends on how sensitive my skin is being. This is wool. I knit this myself. I didn't spin it myself. If I'm having other allergies and other allergy problems, then yes, at that point I am allergic to wool. But I can kind of get away with it. Okay, Little Shepherd Farm said, Julie, what's the temp there? We're getting over a foot of snow on Wednesday. I would say, I don't think that it's freezing, but it's probably pretty close. It's in the low 30s. It's pretty cold. I mean, it's been colder here, but to just, you know, sit out here on the step in the shade, it feels pretty cold. Nearly Organic Noshing said, I have a garden full of washer drums and old fridges and freezers as raised beds. They look a little trashy, but never rot. No worries. I love that. I love that kind of thing. Palmetto Paratrooper said, nearly organic noshing, you could easily hide them with a wooden facade. That's a good idea. Hey, Snorcon. So somebody here from India. That's amazing. So that's how it looks. I may take one more video here at the rental, kind of showing with my better camera what everything looks like in place before I tear it down. Let's Homestead instead says, hello from Quebec. Hello, I bet you're way colder than me. So I'll try to take one more video as an overview of what it looks like. I'm a little bit sad because I don't get to show what things look like once they're big and beautiful. For instance, when comfrey starts to really blow out and you've got the purple flowers on it, it's really pretty. And I've got snow peas that I had planted that probably aren't going to set fruit. But the hotbeds will still be here because John will still be here. And by the time I get back, when John is done with school, at that point I will dismantle the rest, and I will rake up all the mulch, and I will probably either build a really fancy compost bed at that point to hold it all, or we will go take it all to the municipal landfill that has actual yard waste, so it won't go to waste. It will go to the landfill to be somebody else's mulch. So that's a little sad to me, because if I had been here till May to take care of it, then I could have showed harvesting it, and I could have shown what everything really looks like when it's in full bloom. But I will be excited to get home too. It'll be nice to get home. It'll be nice to see the little house and the goats and family, and then John will be done with school shortly after that, and so yeah, pretty excited. Joel Vanderhoek said, how warm were the hotbeds? So if you put your hand inside there, it's not, I had somebody say that they were going to bring me a compost thermometer, but then they couldn't find it. And so basil starts to get really, really sad at about 50 degrees. and my basil in there is just fine. If you put your hand on the soil itself, it's actually warm to the touch at like probably in the 80s. If you put your hand further down in, it's one of the reasons you have to be careful when you plant into the hotbed, because the internal temperature of the hotbed gets up to 160 or even a little bit higher. And so that's how it kills pathogens, and how it composts things is that it gets really, really hot. This one isn't as hot because it didn't have a lot of fresh, wet manure. It was old, powdered horse manure. I didn't even put any chicken manure in it because I didn't have the chickens yet when I built it. So it has old horse manure in it, and it has some dry rabbit manure in it, and that's it. And there's not a lot of it. So most of the heat came from me pouring rabbit manure tea onto dry leaves and onto wood shavings. So most of the manure in that bed is just rabbit manure tea. And so it's a slow heat. There's a lot of carbon, not a high ratio of nitrogen and carbon, not a good liberal amount of nitrogen in there. It's mostly carbon with just rabbit manure tea. And so it's a slow heat. It's breaking down slowly, which is what I want. It's not such a high heat that it's burning plants. The other grow bed, however, has a lot of manure in it. It has rabbit manure and chicken manure. And when it breaks down enough that I can put dirt on top of it, it's going to be a hot bed, a very hot bed. And I won't put plastic over it because all that steam and ammonia will actually kill the plants. Okay, Little Shepherd Farm said, anyone need O2 Silverado front turn signal housings? I got a pair and couldn't return them, so I'd like to get rid of them. Just send me the shipping cost and they're yours. Okay, that's Little Shepherd Farm that asked that. Hey, Tom Brown made it. How are you? So I've got to go run and get some comfrey dug up and put into a bucket to take over to a neighbor. And I got some work to do over there today, and then live show at 11. So I'm going to run, and I'll make sure to put the links to everything in the description below. So we'll talk to you later.